They say the most powerful secrets are hidden in plain sight, and only a few dare to use them. Today you're going to discover a ritual as simple as it is forgotten: the lemon trick on the nape. It's not a trend, it's not a myth. It's an ancestral key that can open the doors to health and abundance. Get ready, because after hearing this, you'll never look at a simple lemon the same way again. There are days when the body gets up, but the soul seems to have stayed in bed. Have you ever felt that? You get up, you shower, you do everything as usual, but something inside you isn't following along, as if there were a fog, a weight without a name. You're not sick, but you're not well either. And the worst part, nobody notices, nobody understands. You smile, you reply to messages, you pretend everything's fine, but you're carrying around an exhaustion that makes no sense, a tiredness born under the skin, an inner silence that screams. And you think, could it just be stress? Now close your eyes for a second and listen to yourself. There's a part of your body that always hurts when you're overloaded, isn't there? A tension that comes back, a strange pressure. For most people, that point is the nape of the neck. But what almost no one knows is that according to Oriental energy medicine, the nape is not just a joint between the head and the body. It's a portal, a point of accumulation of subtle frequencies. That's where repetitive thoughts gather, where other people's judgments stick, where dense energies you absorbed without realizing it pile up. Think now of all the times you walked into a place and felt drained, or when you talked to someone and afterwards you were exhausted, or even when you just read a message and your heart suddenly tightened. That's not a coincidence, it's energetic accumulation. And the most impressive part is, you might be carrying weights that aren't even yours. Those burdens gather in the nape like invisible fog. They rob you of vitality, cloud your thinking, lower your frequency. And if they're not cleansed, if they're not returned, they start to transform into something worse, unconscious self-sabotage. And that's why the lemon ritual has to begin there, not in the head, not in the heart, but in the nape. If you've ever felt that inexplicable weight, give this video a like. That helps the algorithm deliver this wisdom to more people who, just like you, are searching for answers but only get wrong diagnoses. But listen carefully. Before the lemon touches your skin, there's an essential detail almost no one knows. Without it, the ritual might not work. You need to understand the energetic intention of the gesture, because the way you touch your own nape can seal or break the cleansing. Whoever learns to touch their own energy never again begs for peace outside. You're going to need 3 things: a fresh lemon, a clear intention, and silence. Now listen carefully. Go to the kitchen, not in a rush, but with presence. You're not going for an ingredient, you're going for a key. Choose a lemon, preferably the heaviest, the greenest, the most alive. Hold it in your left hand. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the texture of its skin. Rough, firm, cold. That contact is already beginning a conversation with your energy. Because the lemon is not just any fruit. It has layers of vibration that react to your field. Now cut it in half. Slowly, you'll hear a subtle sound, an opening. The crack of the skin breaking is also the signal that the ritual has begun. Inhale the citrus aroma filling the air. It's as if the cleansing were already spreading through the room. But the most important part is still to come. Take 1/2 of the lemon and bring it to your nape. But attention, you're not going to rub. It's not a movement of force, it's one of intention. Place the cut side against your skin, press it gently and stay still for 7 seconds. Meanwhile, breathe deeply. Inhale through the nose, hold, and slowly release through the mouth. 3 times. Now imagine that everything that isn't yours, thoughts, worries, harsh words, heavy stares, all of that is being absorbed by the lemon like by a silent magnet. Feel the cold of the fruit on your skin, the moisture, the slight acidity. These physical sensations activate your energetic body, and at that moment, the cleansing begins. After the 7 seconds, make slow circular movements counterclockwise. No need to say anything yet, just feel. And if right now, just imagining it, you can almost feel the touch of the lemon on your skin, write in the comments, "I cleanse what is not mine." That phrase is more than symbolic. It activates your spiritual field and tells your mind that you are ready to release what doesn't belong to you. But there's still a crucial element left. What you do with the lemon after this gesture changes everything, because the most common and most dangerous mistake is keeping that trapped energy inside your house. And now you'll understand how monks have avoided it for centuries. If you think a lemon is only for seasoning a salad, maybe you've been seasoning your life with energies that aren't yours. The lemon is a solar fruit. It carries the strength of fire, the clarity of light, and the power of acidity that dissolves stagnation. But our ancestors already knew this. In the oldest villages of the peninsula, it was common to see women placing lemons at the entrances of houses. It wasn't decoration, it was protection. In Asia, in many temples even today, monks leave lemon halves in the corners of silent hallways, and the next day they throw them away without looking back, because the lemon, after absorbing, is loaded. And whoever keeps the lemon after the ritual also keeps what should have been released. Imagine this. You do the gesture correctly. You feel the release, but by mistake, you leave the used lemon in the sink, in the kitchen trash, or worse, you put it in the fridge. In that instant, you trap what you were trying to set free. That's why the second step of the ritual is just as important as the first. Discard the lemon immediately, but not in just any way. You must wrap the used half in paper, never in plastic, and throw it away outside the house, far away, without hesitation, without looking back. That simple gesture represents a rupture, a clear decision. This no longer belongs to me. Imagine the sound of the lemon falling to the bottom of a trash bin on the street. The sharp thud, the brief echo. It's almost symbolic, as if you were hearing the energy leaving once and for all. And there's more. According to ancient hidden records, manuscripts buried for centuries and rarely spoken of, the lemon was not seen as a fruit, but as a purifying chalice of frequencies. This was never taught in public. It was whispered in the shadows of kitchens, passed from grandmothers to granddaughters, from masters to initiates. Because this wisdom, if used incorrectly, reverses itself, it can protect or bind, purify or contaminate. If you feel this knowledge should remain alive, subscribe to the channel now. Here, every week, you will receive forgotten rituals, ignored by science, yet safeguarded by the soul. But pay attention. If you thought placing the lemon on your nape and discarding it afterwards was everything, you're mistaken. What comes next is what activates the full field of cleansing, and it all depends on a detail no one has taught you: water. Yes, water changes everything. Without water, the ritual is only a gesture. With water, it becomes a code of release. You've already noticed it. Lemon, contact, intention. All of that begins to turn invisible gears. But one essential element is missing, the most ignored, the most powerful: water. And we're not talking about showering or washing your face. We're talking about creating a liquid field of energetic transmutation. At the start of the ritual, place a container of clean water beside you. It can be a glass, a small bowl, or a crystal cup, but be careful, it must not have a lid. The surface of the water needs to remain exposed to the air, to your field, to your vibration. While you press the lemon against your nape in slow circles, that water will be there, silent, receptive, open. It is the element that absorbs what cannot be burned. And now, pay attention to what will happen. You may feel a slight chill rising from the nape up to your head, or a strange pressure, as if something were being drawn out of you. Do not resist. That is the purge, the release of frequencies that were hidden and now find a way out. Here lies the true power. As you make the gesture with the lemon on your skin and the water at your side, repeat mentally 3 times an ancient phrase whispered by the masters. I release what does not belong to me. I choose health, luck, and protection. I return to myself. Do not say it aloud. Repeat it within, as an echo of your soul, as if reprogramming something long forgotten inside you. These words act as a spiritual command. You are ordering, with clarity and firmness, for the energy to reorganize, and the universe responds when intention aligns with action. Now let the water rest for 30 minutes after the ritual. Then discard it in running water, down the sink or the toilet. And as you pour it away, repeat one last time. What is not mine leaves, what I am remains. Would you do this tonight? If so, write now in the comments. I activate this cleansing now. That comment is not just interaction, it's a spiritual seal, an authorization for your field to begin reorganizing today. But prepare yourself, because what happens after the cleansing is neither immediate nor predictable. Some people dream, others cry without knowing why, and some, for the first time in years, feel they have returned to themselves. The body doesn't speak, but it responds. After the ritual, something changes, but not in the way you might imagine. There are no fireworks, no angels singing, only silence. But a different silence. Some people say that the first night they have very vivid dreams. Others wake up with tears in their eyes and don't even know why. Some feel a light warmth traveling across the nape, or a tingling at the crown as if something invisible were bidding farewell with delicacy. But the most powerful thing is not what appears, it's what disappears. That constant irritation with everything and everyone disappears. That silent anxiety that made you bite your nails without noticing disappears. That feeling of always being in the wrong place at the wrong time leaves without saying goodbye. And little by little, a space opens within you, not emptiness, but relief. A reunion. It's like returning home after years away. How do you recognize the smell of your own room, the touch of your own soul? There is a term in ancient wisdom for this moment: resettling of the self. When your essence, displaced, exhausted, divided, returns to occupy its own center, you begin to notice that things flow with less effort. Conversations that once drained you now simply don't happen. People who used to drain your energy step aside on their own, as if they no longer recognized your field. And the most curious part, you don't feel nostalgia, you feel lightness. If you know someone who lives tired, discouraged, surrounded by bad luck, share this video now. You could be saving that person from an invisible cycle they don't even know they're living in. But pay attention. Don't tell them the details of the ritual. Just say, watch it until the end. It's about a lemon. But it's not just that. And now comes the most important part. Because doing this ritual once already moves your energy, but repeating it for 7 consecutive nights can unlock what you've been carrying for years. In the next part, I'm going to show you why the number 7 matters, and what happens when you close that complete cycle of energetic reprogramming. Whoever cleans their energy also clears their path. The ritual you've learned today is not an event, it's a cycle. And cycles need to be respected. That's why you must repeat this ritual for 7 nights in a row. 7, not by coincidence. In Tibetan Buddhism, 7 represents transition and elevation. There are 7 chakras, 7 subtle planes, 7 days for the body to understand and the soul to react. But pay attention. Each night is different. You will not feel the same on the second night as you did on the first. Resistance may show up, insomnia may appear, or perhaps a peace so unusual will arrive that it even feels unsettling. That is part of the process. You're not just rubbing a lemon on your skin, you're breaking patterns, untying knots, erasing energetic imprints that were never yours to begin with. And each night, something invisible is cleansed. It's like opening the windows of the soul so the right wind can come in. And when the 7-night cycle is complete, you don't go back to who you were. You return to who you were before everything that blocked you. Now, something important. Gratitude. If you've made it this far, it was not by chance. Your soul brought you here. You chose to listen, to feel, and to allow yourself to remember something the modern world has tried to make you forget. You have power, and it begins within you. From the heart, thank you for walking with me until the end of this video. I sincerely wish you true prosperity, a light love that adds health on every level, physical, emotional, and energetic, and a happiness that rises from within and overflows effortlessly. Write now in the comments, I cleanse my energy with lemon and reclaim my luck. That phrase is not just a comment, it is a commitment. Writing activates, declaring strengthens, and you will notice the difference. Only those who write complete the cycle. Like this video if it came to you at a moment when you needed something you couldn't even name. Messages like this don't arrive by chance. Subscribe to the channel if you feel this ancestral wisdom must stay alive. And if you want to learn other secret rituals the modern world tried to erase, share it now with those you love. You may be the channel someone needs to finally breathe in peace again.